morning show, we are here to inspire you about building your own business and helping you stay on track of your goals. It's a daily cup of motivation. A supportive group of women who wants to see you succeed in your business. And we'll support you every step of the way. Right in the morning. Just put your mind to it. Coffee with Nikkie. Wake up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo. Wake up in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm yawning, brainstorming when my mind is forming. Time to tune to this morning show early in the morning. Listen to Coffee with Nikkie. Oh yes, she's busy. If you need help, tune on the channel right with me. Strong, independent women, make it sound easy. Wake up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo.
Good morning. Just kidding. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee with Nikkie. And I'm going to start my intro right. So welcome, everybody. Welcome to Coffee with Nikkie. I am your host, Miss Nikkie, and this is your daily cup of information and inspiration. Today is Wednesday. Today is hump day. Today is, I'm not even going to claim it, but today is the day that sometimes, there's a little struggle with my words and trying to get it all together, but we're not gonna say nothing about it. I already did though, right? But we got a rainy day. It is such a rainy day. It's been raining since last night. Again, which would be good for the garden if the deer didn't come in and mess it all up. So I told you guys I'm already starting to think about how I'm doing my garden for next year. I could go ahead and, start doing that now so I could prepare for a fall garden. But I just said I'm going to scrap the fall garden because when it snows, what the plan that I have for my garden is going to get ruined. So I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to pick this back up and see what we get and maybe do some stuff indoors or do some stuff on my deck and see if it works that way. But what you gonna do? It's nature. I live in the woods, and this is their, they were here and they looking to eat and they thinking, you know what I'm saying? They're not thinking, oh, this belongs to somebody. They thinking, oh, wow, I found food. So, I got to get my mindset wrapped around that is that, they're not trying to destroy what I had. They're just trying to survive. So I'm good. And, I could share, so I'm going to share, and I'm going to be good with it. So with that being said, yes. Oh, I did see a watermelon out there, though, but I do have a watermelon. But with that being said, this is Radical Week, y'all. Radical Week. I want you to do something radical. I want you to actively pursue your goals. I want you to put timelines and dates and timestamps on your goals so that you know that it has to be done by a certain time. Because once you have a date and a time, you will start moving with some kind of urgency. And so you all need to be moving with urgency with your goals, especially if you're trying to accomplish something within a certain time frame and you don't want to keep on moving it down the line, years and years and years down the line. And I'm going to share a little story with you guys about that as well. About me being uncomfortable and something that I put on my vision board. I don't know if anybody can relate, but, I don't know if it's like the vision board party atmosphere or whatever. You feel kind of like in a space where you got to kind of do so you got these goals and they're big goals and you want to put them on your board, but you don't know exactly if you really want them. You don't know exactly how you're going to get it, how it's going to happen. And so it's just sitting there and then the goal just keeps on moving from board to board to board to board to board. And so, that's something that I have experienced. And I'm going to, like I said, I want to talk about this a little later. But it's something that I said that I wanted to do, and the opportunity presented itself to me, and I had to outrun the challenge. Well, not outrun the challenge because it wasn't something like that. I just had to get myself prepared because my negative self-talk was getting in the way of me achieving what it is that I said that I wanted to do. So like I said, I'm going to talk about that later, but can anybody in this room relate to what I'm saying? You put something on the board because you think that's the goal that you want and you want to do it. Like you feel like, yeah, I want to do it. But you start to think about how can I actually get this thing done. So you start talking to yourself negatively. You start you start talking yourself up out of that goal. You know what I'm saying? You start talking yourself out of that goal. Like, I don't think I'm gonna do it. I guess I'm gonna put this on the next time. I guess I don't really want it. I get you know what I'm saying? You start talking yourself out of that goal. How many of you guys in this room can relate? Put ones in the chat. And while you put ones in the chat, I'm gonna check and see who's in the building. All right, y'all. So we got Latrice of Heartbeat Cancel Code ATL, but I call her cousin. But here in these YouTube streets, we call her the best moderator on what? Earth. The best moderator on Earth's in the building. Good morning, cousin. She said, good morning, my hearts. Good morning, Miss Lois. Miss Lois is in the building. Mr. Lois said, good morning, y'all. Miss Melody's in the building. She said, good morning, everyone. Hit the like button. Yes, come on. Hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. Soon as you walk in the door, hit the like. Please and thank you. Good morning, Melissa. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Big Meech. Big Meech said, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jordan. Where you at, Jordan? Jordan says, good morning. Good morning. Are you ready to go back to school, Jordan? Good morning, Chris Marie. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, sis. Good morning, Chantel. She said, you better hit that note. You know, gotta hit that high note. Good morning, Jamie. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Miss Linda. Welcome back. Good morning, everyone. I am blessed and ready for my miracles today. I love her morning messages. Good morning, Miss Linda. Good morning, Yazzie Faye. Yazzie Faye say good morning. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Miss Deltra. Good morning, Christina. She said, yes, sabotage yourself. Yep. Okay, so I see some ones in here. I see some ones. Facts, I did mine this morning. I got out of breath and stress. Okay. Ones, Earth. Okay, let's go. Melissa said two. Come on, Melissa. Because Melissa is very goal oriented. But I began to talk myself out of something that I wanted. Now I've noticed this. I noticed this in my son when because he plays sports. So I noticed this in my son when he used to play sports, like along when he first started, right? So because he just naturally had the ability to do certain things, and so he was naturally a runner. He gravitated to sports. No matter what he did, he was good at. And so what he would do so that he can be on the same level with his friends is he always played down to their level. And I didn't realize he would do that. He was doing that. He would say certain things, and I'm like, what? You don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You play the way you're gonna play. And he'd be like, but they can't keep up with me, or they can't do this and they can't do that. And that's when I started realizing, you start playing yourself small. And y'all know I love that poem by Marianne Williamson, I think that's her name, about dimming your light and shrinking so you can make other people around you feel comfortable. And that's not what it's about. And I was listening to Sister Eula this morning, and she was speaking about that. She was speaking about her experiences as a child and dimming her light. And, when she would get into certain spaces, she wanted other people to feel comfortable so she wouldn't shine her light, or she wouldn't be living in her purpose because she wanted other people to feel comfortable around her. Now, it sounds weird when you say it out loud. Like, why would you do that? But it's usually what we do because we want to fit in. We all want to fit in. How many of you guys can relate about fitting in? We all want to be regular people. I know Jules was sharing a story. She was in the talented and gifted program, and she said she didn't want to be in the talented and gifted program. She wanted to be with the regular people because you want to be where the people are, right? And that's the thing with all of us. We all want to do that, but we are not meant to do that, right? We all have certain gifts and talents, and we are meant to shine. We are meant to share our light. We are meant to share our talents. We are meant to hit our goals. We are meant to do these things. And if people are not on that level, then they got to catch up. You don't got to play down. They got to catch up to you. Right. And so I noticed that with my son. I noticed that I sometimes with myself, and I noticed that a lot with other people. You know what I'm saying? They're happy when somebody else can do it. But then when it comes to them, they like, oh, well, I just want to fit in. But why? You see somebody doing this, then why do you just want to fit in? You got to excel and get to where you want to go. So with that being said, I want to know, how are you guys feeling about your radical action. Do you feel like you notice any are you noticing anything different about you, about your habits, about your work ethic? Let me know in the chat. Are you noticing anything different? Let me know. Good morning to ya. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, being an introvert, I shrink even when I'm around my family and friends. No more, period. Good morning, LaRasha. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You cannot shrink. You cannot shrink. So let me know in the chat. That's definitely me. That's me, definitely introvert. Yes. Yes. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Are you noticing anything different with this radical action that you are taking, stepping outside of your comfort zone? Are you noticing anything different about yourself? I know, I think Melissa shared that she already did what she was supposed to do, and it was easier than she thought, and she did it before the time frame that she set. I know Miss Kim did the same thing. I know Miss Melody, she said she was going to go live, and we were talking about it that day. She went live that evening. So I mean, people are definitely pushing past the fears, and they are, stepping outside their comfort zone and accomplishing things a whole lot faster. And so I want to know how it's making you feel, because when you do things like this, it's building you up, it's building your character up. So when the time comes for you to do other things, you already know what you have to do. You're prepared. Your mindset is already a solution-based mindset, right? You're not sitting there worrying about, oh, I don't know how I'm going to get it done. I don't know what I'm going to do. You're not worried about that, right? You know that I'm going to figure out a solution. How can I make this work? Why is this happening? Where is there a weakness? What do I need to strengthen? What do I need to read? Where do I need to go? Do I need a meeting? Do I need to have a mentor? Do I need to, like, what do I need in this time, in this space? Also, Sister Eula was talking about exposure. She was like, thank God for exposure, right? Because God exposes the weakened areas in your business, the weakened areas in yourself. There may be just a whole bunch of things that come with you, right? And so these things are being exposed so that you can work on those things, right? How can I work on these things? How can I make these things better? A lot of the times we think that we're getting exposed because we're not supposed to be doing something, or everything's always happening to me. We have these kind of feelings, right? But sometimes we are being exposed so that we can work on those things that are weak. We can strengthen them so that when tough times do come, we are prepared for them. It's not going to prepare you 100%, but you do know that you're going to be solution based, and you're going to say, or solution minded, and you're going to say, how can I get through this? How can I overcome this? I know that I've done it before, and I know that I can do it again. If he did it before, he'll do it again. Same God back then. Wait, what is it? Same God right now. Same God back then. What is that, Ty Tribbett? I'm singing it. It sounds like I'm singing it like a show tune, but in my head, I'm singing it the right way. But I love that song. That song gets me amped up every time, every time. But if you did it before, you could do it again. If you did it before, you could do it again. If you did it before, you could do it again, right? And so we got to get into that habit of knowing, like, stop crawling into a shell and start saying, you know what? I'm poking out my chest. I'm putting on my armor. I'm about to do this thing, and I'm about to gear up and get ready for this challenge. All I gotta do is and I always say, right, you gotta outrun the challenge. All I gotta do is last longer than this season. All I gotta do is outrun this challenge. And then you're going to be able to make it through, right? Because it's not gonna last long. It's not gonna be there forever. You don't have one season an entire year, right? There's seasons. No matter where you are, there are seasons. And so you just have to think about where you are in this season. Some people's season right now may be resting. Some people's season right now may be planning. Some people's season right now may be planting seeds. Some people may be nurturing. Some people may be harvesting. Some people, you know what I'm saying? Some people may be preparing for the next season. But we all have seasons, and the seasons are not going to last. All you have to do is withstand it so you could get through it. And once you get through it, you know that anything that comes your way, you can conquer. You can conquer. Let me see what you guys are saying in the thoughts in the chat. Let me see. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone by doing a live sale on TikTok. Let's get it, LaRasha. Yes, let's get it. When are you doing it, LaRasha? I actually uploaded some products. I felt anxious but accomplished. Come on. Put them products, all the products up. Do what you gotta do. If you need help, let somebody know. Let somebody know, right? Yes, I push past it like it's the norm when it's really not. Come on. Then then it feels like then it doesn't feel like it's impossible. Yes. Yes. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, good morning, good morning. She gave a word this morning. Woo, didn't she? If y'all not listening to Car Church, y'all, I want to encourage y'all to go on to Facebook and follow Eula Joyner, Sister Eula Joyner. And she goes on about 7:40 till about maybe 8ish. And she gives Car Church the morning word. And this morning it was about not shrinking. It's about living in your purpose. It was about shining your light. It was really good this morning. It was really good. I was writing my notes for Coffee with Nikki, and then I'm listening to her as well. And then I was like, that goes exactly with what I want to say. Because a lot of the times we are dimming our light because we want others to feel comfortable around us. And that's not how it goes. Right. Again, we were not designed to do that. God didn't, if God wanted us to be the same, he would have made us all the same. And we are not all the same. Every person on this earth is different. Every person, right? No two people are the same. None. So you got to be able to say, you know what? I may be different. People may not understand me now, but they will. I may not be where I want to be yet, but I will. I don't have the support that I need to get where I want to go. That's all right. I'm going to find it somewhere else, but I'm going to get there and those people are going to come back to me. I don't need them, but they will. Right? They're going to come around. Things are going to come around. Things are going to change. You know, like I said, the season is not going to stay the season for the whole entire year. Right? People are going to be in different seasons of their lives, different seasons of their business. And if you look at your business in seasons, you will understand. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes you are just resting and preparing your soil. That's you in your planning stages. That's you in your, your strategy stages. What are you going to do? How are you going to do your researching stage? That may be where you're at right now, but you don't stay there. You can't stay researching for years, right? Because seasons don't last years, right? So you got to see where you are in your season. Okay, so now I'm planting my seeds and I'm nurturing my seeds. This is the season that I'm in right now. I got to make sure that I'm watering my seed. I got to make sure that my seed is in a good environment. I got to make sure that my seed is getting plenty of sun. I got to make sure I'm doing everything I need to do with my seed in order for it to emerge out of the dirt, right? That may be the season that you're in right now. The next season you may be in a season where you already starting to grow. But now you're starting to see that maybe the leaves are starting to wilt. You may see that there's some browning of the leaves, and maybe you have to do some pruning, and that is okay. And it may feel lonely. It may look like, okay, my plant look like it's struggling because it's just sitting here looking all scraggly. But you pruned off these leaves so that you can have a fuller, better plant growing, right? So that you could really get great fruit from that plant. So sometimes you gotta prune. You may be in the season of pruning. You might be pruning friends. You might be pruning your habits. You might be pruning anything. You know what I'm saying? And so that season's going to look a little different to somebody else in another season, right? But everybody's in different seasons. But you have to, okay, I'm about to grow in this season. Things look a little bleak. I don't have the people I used to have around me, and I'm going to see what's going to happen. So let's see what this is going to do. You may be in the season of fruit. You might be bearing fruit, but you might notice that something is eating your fruit. Something's stealing your fruit, like my chipmunks. You might notice, or the deer, you might notice that things are stealing things, from your harvest. And so you're not able to bear as much. And so you're going to have to do some changes around that. Maybe I need to put some netting around this. Maybe I need to prepare myself better. Maybe I need to take a few more classes. Maybe I need to make this look a little bit more polished. Maybe it looks a little too homemade. Maybe I need to be, I said I want to be luxury. Maybe I need to elevate a little bit, right? So there's going to be some changes, but just know that change is good because you have to grow within each season. So as long as you are willing to outrun the challenge and withstand the season, you'll be able to make it through. You'll be able to make it through, and you'll be able to see the fruits of your labor, your fruits of your labor. How many of y'all agree with me? Do y'all know what I'm saying? Like some people may be starting their business right now. Some people may be established in their business, but they're not making sales. Some people may have been making plenty of sales and now they're not making sales. Some people may be stuck right now and don't know what direction they want to go in their business. Everybody's going to be in different seasons, but just know that in each season that you go through, there's going to be something to learn. There's going to be a learning curve. There's going to be some things that's going to be uncomfortable. There's going to be some things that may not look right, but they are right. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you guys continue to keep on moving. Don't talk yourself out of anything, and continue to outrun the challenges, Let me see. Good morning, Kay. Happy Winning Wednesday. Kay goes live tonight, you guys, at 7 p.m. So y'all make sure that you are following Kay of Push Classic Collections. Follow Push Classic Collections. She goes live at 7 p.m. tonight. I think she's going live. No, I know she's going live tonight with Jules, founder and CEO of Black Candle Makers Club. So you guys make sure that y'all tune in. Support Kay, support Black Candle Makers Club, and all the good stuff. All right. So let's go. That's correct. Okay, same God right now, same God back then. Thank you, cousin. Good morning, Miss Kim. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Just hold on. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. True indeed. Come on, LaRasha. 8:22 at 7. It will be a celebration of my mom's birthday as well. Hey, okay. This week she has been all up and down my street. I share the links every morning. Yes, she does. Cousin share the links to Car Church every morning. Sorry, I can't participate. Gotta take my son to a job. We'll catch the replay. Have a wonderful day, everyone. You too, Sheila. Have an amazing day. That season of pruning can be tough. Let me tell you, it can, because all those people and all those things that you thought that you needed, once they start falling off, when you start cutting them off, you start feeling like, well, who am I? It's an identity crisis. Like, well, who am I without this? Who am I without that? What do I do without these things? I don't have this, even though they weren't supportive, I don't have that. So now what do I do? Where do I find people? Now it's hard to trust people. Now I don't know if I want to trust people. Now I don't know if I want to let people in. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot going on in that pruning season. That pruning season is a doozy, right? I agree. Yes, and yes. Oh, next Wednesday. Oh, it's next Wednesday. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. Next Wednesday, the 14th. I created the flyer and we'll post it on IG at 10 a.m. today for my live on the 14th. Yes, let's get it. What time are you going live, Big Meech? I'm so nervous and anxious, but I'm going to do it. Period. Okay, so Kay's going live 8:14 at 8:30. You guys put that in your calendar, okay? Do you have a reminder on that post so that people could just click it and they get the reminder? Let me know in the chat. So 7. Okay, good. So it's not going to interrupt. All right, so good. So like I was sharing with you guys, I had something on my vision board that I kept moving. It's been on my vision board for quite some time. Now, I may have gotten this idea because I love Eric Thomas. I love Les Brown. I love David Shands, the Social Proof podcast. I love these public speakers, right? And so it could have been a moment when I was inspired by what they were doing. And I said that I wanted to do that, right? But I said that I wanted to be speaking on stages and I wanted to be kind of, like a motivational speaker, having courses and master classes and things like that. Now, I'm doing it and not on the scale that I've seen myself doing it. And so what I did was I kept on moving it, because even though I come on Coffee with Nikki every single morning, I am still extremely nervous. You know what I'm saying? And before I did Coffee with Nikki, I did put that I wanted to be on stages with Les Brown, Miss Skittles. I even had Oprah on there, but I've since changed my mind because, I'm not a fan like I used to be of Oprah anymore. But, I had all of this on my board before all of this started. And then opportunities presented itself to me and I would talk myself out of the opportunities Why? Because I would feel like I'm not ready. I'm not in a position. I don't speak as eloquently as they do. I don't know if I could speak without my notes. I don't know if I'm going to get up there and I'm going to fumble the ball. I don't know if I'm going to get up there and my message is going to mean anything. And so all of these negative doubt, self-talk, the negative self-talk is getting to me, right? Is getting to me. And every time is breaking you down a little bit. Anytime you hear yourself having negative thoughts, it does take a little bit out of you. Every time you have a negative thought, I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you that, and you let me know if it's true. Anytime you have a negative thought about yourself, it takes a little bit away from you. And then when it does, it leaves space for something to fester and grow in that space that says that you're never going to be able to do it. You're never going to accomplish anything. This ain't for you anyway. What if you mess up? What if you fail? What if you do this? What if you do that? So anytime you have that negative self-talk, every time you say something, is making space for those negative thoughts to grow and to fester and to really get big. And it gets so big that sometimes it's bigger than you, right? And so you're so afraid to even attempt to do something because you allowed it to get bigger than you. How many of you guys can relate to that? How many of you guys can relate? Yes, you can, and you do. Let's go, Nikki. Hey, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, I had speaking engagements on my vision board. Mine was women conferences and traveling the world, uplifting women. However, my doubts said nope. Yep, yep, yep. How many of you guys know what I'm talking about? How many of you guys you know what I'm talking about? And this is a transparent moment. This is a moment that, you know, this is the unsexy part of being an entrepreneur. And not even just being an entrepreneur, just period about goals. This is the unsexy part of it, right? You see people saying that they manifested something and they did this, and you see everything looks so big, so beautiful, and so grand. But the negative side of that is that you put it up there, but you really don't know if you have the capabilities to do those things. You put it up there hoping that maybe one day you're going to feel what you need to feel in order to get there. And the truth of the matter is that it's not going to just one day happen. You got to build on it to make it happen. And so when you allow that negative self-talk to start coming in and planting that seed and allowing it to grow and making space, you allow those other things to come in and to really start tearing you down and taking you so far away from your goal, right? And so okay, so a lot of you guys can relate. I had the opportunity to do a Coffee with Nikki live. Now, at first I was like, okay, because the reason how I started all of this, and I tell you guys this a lot, right? I started Good Morning Martini. I started Coffee with Nikki as a result of me, a viral video off of YouTube, went crazy, got into Black Candle Makers Club Facebook group, started going crazy. Then Jules said, would I do a class? And I'm like, I don't know how to do classes. I only know how to do tutorials. Classes was never my thing. And then from there, I developed the classes. And from the classes, I started this thing. And then from doing Coffee with Nikki, then all the other things started happening because of this, right? So she was like, can you do a live Coffee with Nikki? Now, I said yes. My mouth said yes. But in my mind, I already was like, I don't even know how I'm going to do this. I don't even know how I'm going to do this. I go live here on Coffee with Nikki in the comfort of my own home, in a room by myself. Now I'm going to be in a room with people. I don't know how that's going to work. I'm not an introvert, but I'm very lively and very, life of the party kind of person. I'm laughing, I'm happy all the time. But when everybody's attention is directed towards me, everybody's listening to me, I'm like, am I gonna fumble the ball? Like, what's gonna happen? Right. And so I had and when she first said it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it, because usually when she like, Nikki, can you do something? I'm like, oh yeah. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? That's with the classes, that's with the coaching, that's with this happened years ago, right? With the coaching, with the with all the little job titles things she give me, I'm always like, I've never done this before, but I'm gonna try, right? And so I was like, I've never done this before, but I'm gonna do it, even though this is what I wanted to do. Even though I want to be on these stages with these people, and I got to hurry up and get busy, because if I want to be on the stage with Les Brown, I need to get the work, right? I need to do what I got to do, because I want to be on the stage with Les Brown. I want to be in the conference. Like, I could see it. I feel it. I know what I want. And I'm like, but I'm talking myself up out of it, right? And so this was a step for me to get comfortable and see what I need to do moving forward, speaking publicly. You know what I'm saying? I had to see what was going on, well, how it, how it works and everything, before I start trying to perfect all these things that didn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Thinking all these things. Oh, this is how I'm supposed to do it. This is how I'm supposed to be. This is how, and I do all of that, and then I get on stage and I still might bomb, right? But just actually getting out there and doing it, it was a difference for me, right? So I had all these, initially I was fine with it. I'm like, oh, I do it in the morning, I should be fine, da 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 da. So I didn't get nervous until the night before. Matter of fact, I didn't get nervous to the day of, because I was like, I didn't write my notes. I knew what I wanted to say. I already had my message and everything. I already knew it. I didn't write anything down. And I'm like, I should write stuff down, because what if I forget? I'm going to get up there. Everybody's going to be looking at me. I can't come back and say, well, I don't usually do this, but sometimes when I'm talking, I have the technical difficulties or whatever. I can't do that. If I mess up, I'm on the stage. Like, what am I doing? Right. And so I felt like, ooh, you know what I mean? The day of. But one thing about God is that God is going to make sure that you are going to do what he set you out to do. You're going to do it, and you're going to do a good job, right? So when that was happening, I was having these thoughts in my head, and I was in my head, like all the stuff going on. And my sisters don't know this, but all the stuff that was going on, I'm thinking about how I'm going to say what I got to say, right? How am I going to be confident in what I'm going to say? How am I going to deliver what I'm trying to deliver here? Like, what am I going to do? And so I was in my head, and no matter what I was doing, I'm running through what I want to say, right? So when it's time for me to get on, just a little bit before it's time for me to get on, all hell breaks loose, right? So we're trying to figure out how to do things, how I'm gonna do this, how I'm gonna get on live. I already set the time. We running late. We're doing this. We got to fix the sound. All these things are going on, which distracted me from being in my head to talk myself, not even to talk myself out of it, because I had to do it, but to just discourage me and to mess up what I was going to say. All of that stuff distracted me. So now I'm no longer in my head talking about who I think I am. I don't think I could do this. What am I going to say? I don't remember what I'm going to say. So no longer am I in my head about it. I had to worry about how we were going to fix everything and collectively get it all together. So God distracted me enough to get out of my head, so that when I got up there, I'm like, well, my energy ain't right. I'm flustered. Da, 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 da. When I got up there, it just felt like that's where I should be. When I got up there, the words came to me. When I got up there, I just became my authentic, not became, because I already am, but I was my authentic self when I got up there. I didn't feel like I was impersonating anyone else. And let me tell y'all another thing about that. I was watching Miss Terry Johnson of Harlem Candle Co. And I'm looking at her and looking at Miss Kim, just looking at the women, deliver their message. And I'm like, oh, I should be more like this when I do this. I should be more like that. And I'm getting in my head that the whole imposter syndrome. I'm not this person. I don't speak as eloquently as Terry. I don't speak as smooth as Terry. I don't think I deliver my message as well as Kim did. I don't think I could be as authentic as Jazz was. Like, I had all of these things going on in my head. And when I finally got to the stage, that was beforehand, before everything was going on. And again, it got me distracted, so that I wasn't thinking about how can I be more like anybody else. When I finally got up there, my only option was to be me. My only option was to deliver the way I deliver. My only option was to speak the way I speak. And I was thinking about that. And when Shan was speaking, I was like, because everybody seemed so polished and so professional. And when Shan got up there and Shan was real, I was like, that's me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to sit here and think about how can I be more polished when I should just show up as me, because me has been working pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some things that could be a little smooth out, but at the end of the day, I still need to be me. Why? Because if I'm not me, then you can't resonate with me. If you thought you knew me and I get up there and I act like I'm somebody else when I'm talking, then how am I living in my authentic self. And the same when I'm looking at Malaysia, I'm like, Malaysia got this. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at them like, she got this. And I'm like, I gotta get into my own, I gotta get into my own self, my authentic self. I gotta feel and do and act and speak the way I would, because I wanted to resonate with you the way I speak all the time. I'm the same person everywhere you see me. So if I get on stage and I start acting like somebody else, I'm no longer authentic to who Nikki, the Nikki brand is. Right. And so I had to get myself up out of there, like out of my head, and God distracted me enough so that I was out of my head so that I can get where I had to go. So I could deliver what I had to go. I couldn't even tell you what I said right now because I was so in the moment, and I allowed whatever to, I allowed God to flow through me, or whatever the words were that I was supposed to say flow through me. I didn't worry about if I mentioned everything that I wrote down. I didn't worry about if I sound like any other speaker that spoke before me. All I worried about was what I wanted to do and how you guys were feeling and my connection with the audience. And that was all that I was worried about. But what I say all of that to say is you got to be uncomfortable and do the things anyway, because the things that you're saying to yourself may never be anything that's going to affect what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm having all these other thoughts in my head about maybe I'm fumbling the words. What if I don't remember? All I had to do was get up there and know what my message was and deliver it, and I could be fine because I could speak about that all day long, right? And so you got to build that confidence up, and that allowed me to have that extra boost. That was my confidence booster. Like, okay, you could do this. You could get out of your head and you could do what you need to do. And I say this for everybody in the room, is to stop letting those seeds of doubt plant a firm foundation in your head and grow, because a lot it's going to grow bigger than you are, and you're going to speak yourself out of opportunities. You're going to speak yourself out of things that you want to do, your goals. You're going to talk yourself up out of that, and you don't need to do that, especially if you said that you want to do that, because at the end of the day, if I didn't do it, I would have been real disappointed in myself, because this is where I said that I wanted to go. This is the direction that I said that I wanted to go. God presented the opportunity to me, and I decided that I'm not going to do it. How can I say I want a thing and not do the work that needs to be done in order to get it? Right. And if looking back on it, I'm able to see how I could connect more. How can I have more impact on certain things? Maybe I need to give myself a little bit more time. And because I do speak fast and I am used to being online, which means I'm used to nobody else having feedback, right? So I'm not listening to anybody clapping. I'm not listening to anybody saying any comments or, interacting with anybody really. I ask you questions and I'm still reading your questions. So I'm flowing in that way. And I'm like, well, now looking at it, I can say moving forward, I got to allow response time. I got to allow for certain things. But had I not had that experience, I wouldn't know. So I want to tell all you guys, if you are struggling with getting yourself out there, if you are struggling with going live, if you're struggling with what you got to say, it's only going to get better if you do it. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to be. It's not going to always be better, like the best. You're always going to find things that you can fix. But as long as you start doing it, you'll get more comfortable with it. And once you start getting more comfortable with it, you'll be able to free flow and resonate with who you need to resonate with. Your first time going live, I know a lot of people are nervous about going live. Your first time going live, you may stumble on your words, you may stutter, but keep on doing it and you'll get yourself out of that, right? You got to keep on doing it in order for you to see the growth. You got to be persistent and consistent. You have to. So let me go back and read the comments, y'all. Let me see. Okay, so Kay says she could relate. This year we not doing that, Miss K. We not doing that. And I know you coming back with your Real Talk Wednesdays, and I think it's necessary. And you do an amazing job. So I think you should continue to push past and do the things that you set out to do, and step outside of your comfort zone, whatever that means for you. And then look at it and be solution based, solution minded, that, okay, this could have been better if I did A, B, and C. So next time I do it, I'm going to do A, B, and C. Right. Or, What can maybe I should just practice what I'm going to say in the mirror. I'm going to practice what I'm saying in the mirror, because a lot of the times we are uncomfortable because we don't know what we look like when we're speaking. And I'm going to tell you, because I know, because every time I'm speaking to you in the morning, I want to have the tendency to look at the video to see what I'm looking like when I'm speaking. But if I'm looking at the video, that means that I'm not looking up at you. And so if I'm having a conversation with you, why would I be looking down? You know what I'm saying? And so that's a challenge for me, because it's like, what do I look like? I know my hands are moving, I know my mouth is moving and all this other stuff, but what do I really look like? And so if you really want to know what you look like, practice in the mirror. Practice in the mirror to see how you sound, to see how you're going to move your hands, to see what you can do, just so that's one thing that you can take off your plate. So you can't say, well, I'm going to get up there, I'm going to look stupid. Well, you know you're not going to look stupid because you got in the mirror and you practice. You know you're not going to fumble your introduction because you practice your introduction a million times in the mirror. You know exactly what you're going to look like. You know how you're going to sound, and you know what you want to say. You can deliver that. Everything else is going to fall into place, right? And so, yeah, so keep on going, Miss K. Keep on going. Christina said, yes, yes, and yes, that this platform is allowing you to overcome. Yes, it is, Christina. Yes, yes, and yes. Good morning, Yolanda. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Listen, the BCMC BBU collab is unmatched. Jules see things in us we don't see in ourselves, and I love that about her. And that is the absolute truth. We got, I'm absolutely representing right now. I'm representing right now. But yes, yes, and yes. You will be on the stage with Les Brown, from your mouth to God's ears, and I'm speaking into existence. I am claiming it, and I'm super excited because I used to play Les Brown. Let me tell you something. I played every Les Brown video I could find. Every Les Brown book I could find. Let me tell you, my son even said, "You gotta be hungry," because I always played it. And he's like, "Mom, what are you listening to?" So I was playing it for me, and I was also playing it for them so they could hear as well. You'll be on the stage with Les Brown, speaking into existence, boo. I'm speaking it into existence. I'm claiming it. He's on my vision board. He's been on my vision board for years, and he's on my vision board. Let me see. Do I have him on here? No, I don't. I don't have pictures on there, but definitely happening. Definitely happening. Come on, Jamie. Yes, y'all. What? What are y'all doing in here? Hit the like, y'all. Let people know this video, this content is good. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Thank you so much, sis. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Big Me says, I've been talking myself out of going live for the longest time. I also talk myself out of other things, but I'm trying to change that. You have to. You have to. Just do it. Just do it. Thank you, cousin. Cousin says it's 22 likes. You might have to go out and come back in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me see. Yes, there was a lot going on, but that was a great live. You did that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And like I said, God distracted me enough right at the moment when I was so in my head. I was so in my head. God distracted me at that very moment and said, all these things are going to happen so that you could get out of your head, so that you could deliver this message. I don't know if that's what God said, but that's how I feel. That's how I feel. That's how I feel this situation happened. As I reflect on it, that's what I'm feeling. Right? Sorry, 22 people, 13 likes. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hit them likes, y'all. Hit them likes. You were awesome, cousin. And also I want to say thank you to cousin, because she stood right beside me, which made me feel more comfortable, because I was nervous. I was super nervous, and she stood right beside me the entire time, and that helped me to get more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I was in a room of my peers, people I knew, people I speak to every single day, or I speak to time to time. I know who these people are, and I'm speaking in the room, and I'm still feeling uncomfortable. But thank you, cousin, for standing by me, because I did feel extremely comfortable. Yes, be you, Nikki. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are the best at being you. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody, same. You did great. Thank you, Larasha. Always be you. Come on, be you, because that's her brand. Come on. Come on. Stay up, because you attracted me to you. Up north, girlies, stand up. Come on, girlies. Child, my first time going live, I was stumbling, talking fast, and breathing hard. Let me tell you. You got to keep on moving. You got to keep on going. Even when opportunities are going to present itself, you don't know if you're going to be able to do it. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. Right? You don't know what's going to happen. Something great may happen as a result of this. And something great always happens as a result of me being obedient to, what God is saying. I had lemon water this morning. I'm burping like crazy. So something is always happening when I'm obedient to God. You know what I'm saying? When I'm obedient, great things are happening. Sometimes they don't happen the way I planned them to happen because they're gonna come out even better if I do something differently. You know what I'm saying? And so this is something that I'm learning. This is something that I'm learning in this season, right? It's something that I'm learning in this season because there's always something that you can learn from where, the detour is. You know what I'm saying? There's always something that you can learn. Let me see. Yes, I saw Latrice right by your side. Love that. Real love. Yep. Yep. You're welcome, cousin. I'm always gonna be by your side, cousin. Come on, cousin. Come, cousin, don't you even think about it. Cause you know I'm a thug. You know I'm a thug. Don't you even do it. You nervous? Yes, Faye. I was super nervous. I get nervous before I get on because I'm like, I gotta remember all the things that I have on my paper. And sometimes when I'm typing up my notes, I'm typing it up like I tell you guys, I'm typing it up the way I want to say it, and it's too many words. And then when I get up here, I'm like, I can't keep up with what I got on this paper. I need to have just bullet points and just go on that. But then my mind says, well, if you just have bullet points, you're gonna forget what you're trying to say. And this was something good over here. And then you know what I'm saying? Like my mind just be playing tricks on me. My mom played tricks on me. LaRasha said, I still be rambling. Let me tell you something. I ramble to I still be rambling on my lives, but I still do them. And you still look good, girl. It's going to all come together eventually. It will. It will. It will. It's together now. For somebody who's looking at it, it's together already. It's you and what you think that other people are getting from it. You got to take yourself up out of that equation, right? Because somebody else, you may think you did horribly, but somebody watching you thought you did amazing, right? They thought everything just flowed. Everything just was, perfect. They resonated with what you said, even though you thought you didn't do so well. Sometimes we can be our harshest critic, and it's the truth. And it's the truth. We all need a cousin like that. And do. Yazzie Faye said, y'all honestly keep me from being nervous. The BCMC BBU tribes are my ride or dies. Period. And you ain't nervous, girl. Yaz be talking about she be nervous. Yaz is a star. You tell Yaz get on, Yaz is ready to go. You know what I'm saying? So she be playing. But she be ready. Thugs cry. No, they don't. I'm gonna put a teardrop. I'm gonna put a eyeliner teardrop right here. Yeah, I ramble. You do ramble, but you still go. Like if somebody say, yes, I need you to talk about this, you go. Like you won't go. Yeah, I ramble, but like you say, reel it in. I gotta reel you in all the time. Reel it in, yes. What's the focus? What's the focus? I gotta reel her in all the time. So let me know if you guys are relating to what I am speaking about. Does anybody else have situations when they're feeling the same way? Does anybody else? I'll be praying before the lights go on. You do a good job. Anybody else? Let me know in the chat. Remember, this is about this whole week. It may go into a month, but this whole thing is about you stepping outside of your comfort zone. I'm sharing transparent moments. I always share transparent moments with you guys because I want you to know that all parts of being an entrepreneur is not sexy. And I also want you to be able to build on community. I also want you to be able to trust in your community, in your tribe. I want you to be able to not be afraid to ask questions. I want you to not be afraid to ask for help. And like I said yesterday, there's plenty of people within our tribe that have professions that we can use, that have skills that we can use, and maybe we can barter some skills. Like maybe I'm good with chat GPT, somebody else is good with graphics, so maybe I help you with using this and you can help me with using that. Somebody may be good with using the Cricut. I know Big Meech said yesterday, she shared the fact that she is good with Cricut. If you need help with using your Cricut, or you being on being an Etsy shop, she can help you with that. And I know Miss Frozen. Oh, can you hear? And can you see me? Can you hear me and can you see me? I had to restart my computer. I don't know why it's doing this. I don't know why. I closed out all my apps. I closed out everything. and it got me up to maybe 40 something minutes, and then or like 48 minutes, and then it's shuts off on me. I don't even know what that's all about. So yes, I'm back. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Did I miss anything? Thank you, y'all. At this point, when I go dark or when I'm frozen, y'all already know. Just stay around because I'm coming back, and just let everybody know she coming back. Just let everybody know. Yes, definitely can relate. Yep, I can relate. I'm always nervous when going live. Yes, absolutely. I'm going to do an impromptu live tonight. Awesome, Melody. That's awesome. I promise I'm a mini you. Shiny thing syndrome, squirrels, sparkles, crazy big dreams that we know we are going to achieve. Period. Yazzie Faye is like my little sister. We can still hear you though. Oh, I told cousin, because y'all know as soon as I go dark, I'm sending text messages like, cousin, I'm frozen. I gotta restart. I gotta do this. And so she said you should have still kept on talking because we could still hear you. I didn't know. I told her I don't even know when I was frozen. I don't even know when that happened. So let me see. Thank you, y'all, for holding me down. Stand by while Nikki gets her tech issue resolved. Thank you. Good morning, Keisha, my captain of my team. Good morning, Keisha. Melody, those impromptu lives be good. Let me tell you something. Tag me. Yes. Okay, tag everybody, Melody. Tag everybody. Let me see. Okay, so we good. Um, don't try to come for me, Kay, because I seen your iPhone doing what iPhone crap. I seen it. Don't come for me and my Android. I'm keeping my Android. Me and cousin, we gonna do just fine with our Android. Coming for me and my Android always. We back and ready for more. Okay, don't start that foolishness. I'm telling you. Kay be trying it with the iPhone versus Android thing. She be pushing. All right, y'all. So, do y'all feel like your goals that you've set out? Let me see what I'm messing up. Okay, your goals that you set out for. Does that make you feel different? Remember, I was asking you earlier. Is that making you feel different? Right? Because now, like sharing my story with you guys, I feel like any opportunity I can do it. Will I still be nervous? Yes. Will I still have negative self-talk? Probably. But I know that I'm capable of doing it. Is every time going to be a success? Probably not. Right? Every performer doesn't always have an on night. Sometimes they do have an off night. So I may have an off night. But the thing about this is that I'm not going to prepare for an off night. I'm going to prepare to always be on. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to always show up as the best version of myself and do what I could do. Right? My 100% is going to look different depending on whatever season I'm in. My 100% may be different depending on whatever's going on in the moment. But no matter what it is, I'm going to give my 100%. And so I say all of that to say to you guys to make sure that you show up for yourself. Make sure that when you're setting these goals, sometimes you putting goals in there that's going to stretch you. You don't really know how they're going to happen. But when a situation presents itself, don't go back into a shell and say that you like and act like you've never wanted this thing. You know what I'm saying? Go for it. Be bold. Go step outside the box and go for it. It may not work out, but you know what you have? Data. You have information saying this didn't work, I could do this better, I will do this better next time. The way that you're going to get over it is do it immediately. Immediately again. Because once you start doing it and getting in the habit of doing it, it's going to get easier and easier and easier for you. Like I said, you will have your on days, you will have your off days, and that's just life, right? You're going to have days when you feel like doing it and days you don't feel like doing it. That's life. But what you don't want to do is talk yourself out of opportunities. What you don't want to do is talk yourself out of the goals that you set out for yourself. Because if I talk myself out of this goal and I'm going through life, I'm going to just look at it on my board again. And it's just going to be another goal that I didn't hit on my board when the opportunity presented itself to me. So I can't even be like, God, how come this didn't happen? You didn't present this to me and I couldn't do this and I never had the opportunity to do this. Yes, you did. You decided that when You were asked to get on the stage and say something and do something. You decided that you didn't want to. So you didn't even get yourself in a space so that you could get comfortable to be on the stage. You know what I'm saying? So had I not done it, that's what it would have looked like to me, you know. And like I said, I don't know if that's what, you know, God was saying, God was thinking, but this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm saying to myself as a reflection, right? You got to put yourself in these positions so that you know how to correct it. Let me know if y'all with me. One's in the chat. One's in the chat. One's in the chat. Listen, because her iPhone was on something else. Right. It was doing something strange. Her and her iPhone. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You are always great because you are authentic. Thank you so much, Miss Kim. I love you. I love you. Hey, sis. Exactly. Thank you, Lakeisha Keisha. Stepping outside that comfort zone is scary. However, we have to do it. Just do it. Sound like Nike, but just do it. You know what I'm saying? It's easier said than done. It's easier for me to take a picture and put it on the board and say, this is what I want to do. But when the opportunity actually presents itself to me, how am I going to show up? I had to show up, right? I didn't have the option to say, oh, I'm not going to do it. Although in my head, I was hoping that the tech just got so messed up that I didn't have to do it, because then I don't have to be working things out in my head and being nervous and doing all of this, because I could just get back into doing what I was comfortable doing. And that's making sure everything in the event was okay, making sure, you know, the event was running smooth. That's where I'm comfortable at, right? But that's not where I was going to grow. That's not where my growth comes from. I know I could do that. I could do that with my eyes closed. I could probably do it in my sleep, right? I could probably run the whole thing in my sleep. But being outside my comfort zone was standing in front of everybody and delivering. That was different for me, right? And so I had to do what I needed to do. And like I said, if it wasn't for God distracting me, I would have been all up in my head. And I probably would have been so much in my head that I would have been stuttering so much. And I probably, like, because I seen myself, real talk, seen myself stuttering, not being able to get back on track, not being able to figure it out, feeling like everybody, like it probably would be a moment in time, but feeling like it was the longest time